Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Michael and Trevor Tolo. I'm the marketing manager at Solution Systems. We deal in all things Business Central, licensing, support, implementation, development, all the good stuff. And today we are super excited to welcome Dynamicweb to the webinar and teach us a little bit about a whole bunch of different stuff that is really going to enhance your Business Central. So uh, stick around. If you have any questions at the end, we'll be glad to answer them.
And thank you all for joining us today and taking time out of your busy schedule to learn a little bit about product information management and how that's important today, especially for any product seller who is selling on multiple channels, and how product information management ties into your e-commerce and omni-channel selling strategy. And then, of course, how all of that ties into your Microsoft Dynamics solution so that you can take advantage of automation and really accelerate your digital transformation and provide those customer experiences that are expected today. So as Laura mentioned, my name is Brad Vorbeck. I'm the marketing manager here at Dynamicweb, and I've got Jasmine Leslie with us today. She's our pre-sales engineer. And we're just going to go over some of these topics. We're going to talk about what is PIM and why do you need it, the benefits of a unified PIM and e-commerce selling strategy, integrating those solutions with your Dynamics 365 or Dynamics Nav or AX solution, what makes Dynamicweb a little bit different, and then we're going to hand it off to Jasmine for a quick demo. So just a little bit about Dynamicweb. We're a global company. We were founded in Denmark in 1999. We have a strong presence here in the USA, 4,000 customers worldwide, 300 partners, and 200 employees across the globe, and I guess we're about 45 strong here now in the US. We are a unified e-commerce, product information management, content management, and digital marketing solution that brings together the core pieces of your online selling strategy into one platform to make things easier and help you take advantage of all the different components that go into online selling. So some of the brands that use Dynamicweb, you can see here, we have a range of B2B and B2C businesses. One of the things that specializes us is we really pride ourselves on the ability to handle complexity. So that's where the B2B side comes in. The platform is fully customizable, integrated with your products and e-commerce store, or integrated with your CMS, enabling essentially full customization and configurability to any type of business scenario. So whether that's through a portal experience or a custom ordering process or a standard shopping cart checkout experience or advanced self-service, these are all things that you can do with the Dynamicweb platform virtually across any industry. So why are we talking about this topic today? Well, companies are selling on more channels than ever. On average, there are 8+ sales channels that companies are using to interact with customers, and more weight has been shifted to online selling channels. So as you can see, physical retail stores are closing. That trend has increased since 2008, but especially in the past couple of years, as you can see on that graph in the bottom left, which means more customer experiences and more product experiences are now taking place online. And that makes it that much more important to have complete product information and complete product specs on all your channels that they might be shopping on, but particularly your online channels, because products today, when they're experienced online, all that information needs to be there for the customer to make an informed purchase decision. In fact, one of the top reasons cited for people leaving an e-commerce site is a lack of product information. You can see that on the bottom right chart there. And Allied Market Research has surveyed the market and found that there is a high anticipation for PIM over the next 10 years. In fact, the market overall is expected to quintuple between 2019 and 2027. So all indicators that there's a strong need for PIM today, and the market is certainly growing. So the answer to all this complexity that marketers and product teams now face is product information management. How do marketers get all of this product information up to date, keep it consistent, and get that into the right channels, and keep that accurate and aligned with what's in your ERP, and across partners. So a product information management solution, or PIM, is a purpose-built solution for managing all of your product info in one place and publishing that everywhere. So it provides workflow and structure to make it easy for your teams to consolidate, enrich, and validate your product information from various sources, and then publish those out to virtually any channel. Even if you don't have a PIM today, then your business likely has products stored in different areas. So as you can see, here's a more detailed look at that chart. You'll likely have product data coming in from suppliers, different pieces of product data stored in Excel sheets, text and images stored in various locations, and then obviously your master product data like product ID numbers stored in your ERP systems. Well, the PIM system makes it easy to bring all that information into one place, associate it to an actual product record, a single product record that's centralized, allow your teams to enrich that information. So oftentimes companies have different roles or product specialists that are responsible for different aspects of the information, giving them the ability to go in and update the product information that they own and pass that on to the next team member, or also adding multiple languages. So if you're selling in multiple markets, the ability to add those translations into the product and push those out to the different language websites you're selling on. And even store your digital assets like PDFs, images, videos against those products so that those are also pushed out to the channels they need to go to. Those channels can range from anything from your website, like your own e-commerce site, self-service portals, third-party marketplaces like Amazon, print product catalogs, social media networks, social media marketplaces. There's virtually no channel that you can't push these products out to with a PIM solution that can convert that data into a custom format and feed for that channel. So ultimately, PIM today is incredibly important for two reasons. It improves the efficiency for your employees who are spending insane amounts of time, especially the more products you sell across the more channels you sell on. It's an exponential increase in time spent managing that information. So making things more efficient and automated for your employees, but also improving the customer experience. So increasing conversions, because poor product data and poor product experiences lead to poor conversion rates. So who needs a PIM solution? Essentially, it's any company today that's selling products, but really the more products you're selling or the more channels you're selling on, the more you need a PIM solution to help manage all that data. And so this can range from anywhere in the supply chain, from manufacturers to wholesalers and distributors, as well as retailers. So even if you're a B2B company or a B2C company, there are different needs and use cases for PIM depending on where you're at in the supply chain. For example, manufacturers create new product updates or information that they need to push to their partners or distributors or selling channels, or retailers need to accept incoming product data from those manufacturers or distributors and need to be able to update their website or their product catalogs with that information. Other indicators that you might need a PIM solution would be the more complex your products are. So if you're tracking a large number of fields across all your different channels, so product specs and details beyond just simple things like color or I don't know, some more basic facts, but really being able to capture any product detail. Also, if you're selling across multiple languages, there's another strong need for PIM there, as you can just manage all that in one place and push it to the different language sites. And as we mentioned, some of the benefits of using PIM are optimizing your time to market. So if you bring new products to market, you can easily get those uploaded into your PIM solution, add all the product information needed, have that integrated right from your ERP, and instantly publish those products across all your channels versus having to manually do these things on each channel as the data comes in. So taking a quick look at the importance of tying your PIM strategy into your e-commerce strategy and ultimately integrating these things together with your Microsoft Dynamics solution. Dynamicweb is different from other e-commerce platforms in the sense that we actually include a full-blown product information management solution in our platform. Typically, in an e-commerce platform, you're going to have some sort of form of product management so that you can store some data in there to push that to the front end of the website. But most e-commerce solutions don't have a full-blown PIM solution capability, which actually brings more functionality to that to make it more collaborative for your employees, and to allow you to actually connect that product data to your different channels. So not just pushing it to your front end of your website, but all the different channels you sell on, including your third-party marketplaces like Amazon, and including print product catalogs, sales sheets, and all of that. So obviously, it drives better customer experiences. Today's customers don't want to wait for sales or customer service reps to answer their questions. They want real-time, 24/7 ability to find information on their own. And so they're often doing research on their own terms. They need complete product details right at their fingertips. And they're also shopping on various channels. They might not find you through your website. They might find your product on Amazon or on Walmart. And so a PIM can ensure that the product information is accurate, in real time, and up to date with what's in your PIM system, no matter what channel your customer is finding you on. And today's customers have high expectations for e-commerce and online experiences. The competition is only one click away, and so getting your product experiences right is more important today than ever. Also, the benefits of unified PIM and e-commerce are offering easy access to your full product catalog. If your products aren't exposed in an e-commerce environment where you have search and filter capabilities to really navigate your full product catalog, then customers really might not be aware of exactly all that you're offering. Having it stored in an online format gives you those search and filter capabilities where they can easily see the full breadth of your product line and not just maybe searching for exactly what they're looking for or finding that through Google, but also offering complete product details and specs on those pages, much deeper than what your ERP would store, and much deeper than what you would typically find in an e-commerce platform. Also integrating with your ERP to show real-time inventory visibility. So customers need to know how much is available and when, especially in a B2B scenario where orders are often planned out. And then also offering the ability to showcase related products and recommendations based on product families or relationships in your PIM solution. So right there where they're shopping, being able to see what might complement that product. And also being able to control what types of customers can see which products. You might be selling to multiple markets, or you might be selling different levels of products. For example, some companies sell both equipment and the spare parts to fix that equipment. Well, you could have certain customers be able to actually buy whole units, or maybe service customers only being able to see service-related spare parts when they come to your store. And then obviously expanding online by exposing your product details to search engines. Without a PIM solution or without an e-commerce strategy, your products are pretty much hidden away either in print form or in an unstructured form where those terms aren't there and the customers are searching you but not finding you. And so this gives you the opportunity to align your product information with what's stored in the PIM with what keywords customers are actually searching for. So that data can often lead to insights like terms that you might not have associated with your products, but that are really important to your customers when they're searching, including that in your product info so that you can then rank better in the search. And then obviously the more channels you're selling on, the more you're gonna show up in the search engines. So if you have an omni-channel strategy, having your product information exposed and up to date on your own website, on Amazon, on Walmart, means that when people search specific long-tailed searches for your product, you have a much better chance of showing up on more than just the top result in Google, but maybe the top 4 or 5 results. And so boosting your SEO ranking by sort of flooding the different channels with your omni-channel presence. And then also just having that information fully up to date and stored in Amazon. So having it complete, maybe you have more information in your Amazon products than your competitors do. That allows you to outperform competitors in the marketplace. It gives you a better score in Amazon's algorithm and ultimately works just like organic SEO, helping you show up for those product details that people are looking for. And obviously growing sales revenue. So better product experiences lead to higher conversions. As we mentioned before, one of the #1 causes for people to bounce off an e-commerce site is a lack of product information, a lack of trust in what they're buying. And so making sure that's always there and making sure it's complete and that you're providing that rich detail, including assets, including images, videos, any PDFs that might be needed to build further trust in that purchase decision. And obviously, e-commerce is the fastest growing sales channel. So if your company is not selling on e-commerce today or it doesn't utilize an omni-channel selling strategy, then this is currently one of your largest opportunities for growth. And of course, once you're selling in an e-commerce environment, your company can take advantage of the best practices that have been established there, the different promotion strategies, conversion strategies, different user experiences that help drive people through the sales funnel. You can start taking advantage of that, automating some of that. So automating cross-selling and upselling into your customer experiences with related products, but also automating promotions or things like abandoned shopping cart campaigns to get customers to finish their checkout process. Building these into your digital environment, your digital customer experiences, so that things naturally, orders naturally increase and conversions naturally increase without you having to essentially take further action. And even the ability to automate customer onboarding. So picturing a scenario where a customer can come to your website who's never even heard of you before, purchase a product, create their account, and make the payment without ever even having to speak with a sales rep. So being able to scale your sales strategy with a more off-hands approach where customers can really take it into their own hands and you just watch the money come in. And because our platform is fully integrated, it's e-commerce, it's PIM, it's email marketing, and content management, you have the ability to really automate and fully personalize the end-to-end e-commerce experience. Email campaigns can be triggered automatically based on customer actions and personalized based on their purchase history. That could be based on product information, such as the last item they purchased and showing them products that other people have purchased that were similar. Or using their website behavior and saying, hey, we saw that you are interested in these products. Here's a quick promotion that you might be interested in for product X. And then also being able to utilize that website behavior as well as their CRM and ERP data all within your email marketing using variable tokens to make that personalized at scale. And so once you set all this up in the Dynamic Web platform, your entire digital strategy can really run on its own, including things like abandoned shopping cart campaigns, where after a certain amount of time, it automatically starts sending emails to get them to finish their checkout process. Even things like real-time web content personalization. So because our CMS is integrated with your PIM, you can actually personalize the website experience based on the customer that's visiting. So if they've come to your website after purchasing a mountain bike, you can show only mountain bike related accessories on the top row when they come in versus maybe football sports accessories or something like that. And then advanced self-service and B2B self-service scenarios, both for B2B and B2C. So being able to offer complete self-service way beyond just maybe the order and basic customer support, but allowing partners and even customers to come in and get specific product specs or documentation or user manuals for the product they've purchased, or initiate things like return merchandise authorizations or warranty claims. And then in B2B scenarios, you often need more advanced features like user-specific roles, so they can only take certain actions or have certain functions in their login compared to maybe an admin in their company or a more senior role in their company. Being able to accept quotes instead of just taking in orders from the website, but maybe quotes for special pricing or non-stock parts that are requested by your customers, especially in B2B scenarios. The ability for B2B customers to access and pay their open invoices, as well as see their credit limits right there in their portal, and much more. So Because we are fully integrated with the ERP and our platform is fully customizable, you have complete access to the code and the portal is built through the CMS. There is really very little that can't be integrated and automated from a process and data standpoint in this environment. And then having all this integrated obviously reduces your costs and overheads. So you're centralizing your product information for employees and partners. Not only does this make it easier for employees to update and manage the product info, but it makes it easier for everybody to access that info as needed. They can just log in, get what they need, and be on their way, knowing that's the most up-to-date product information and that there's not some file somewhere that might have something more recent. Being able to instantly publish products to all those channels, especially new products. So not going through a long time to market timeline, but really once that product is ready to sell within your ERP, you can push that out to your channels and start accepting orders from it immediately. And then having all your product information and self-service capabilities available on the front end reduces the amount of manual sales and service inquiries that your team has to handle. So giving customers the ability to find that information on their own, answer their own questions, as well as offering things like frequently asked questions or other self-service features in their environment or their portal per se. So as I mentioned, there's virtually nothing we can't integrate from a data and process perspective with your Microsoft Dynamics solution. This can include complex B2B sales orders from your e-commerce store. It could be simple sales orders like in a B2C retail scenario. It could be quotes that come in and get initiated and sent to your sales team for approval and sent back to the customer through their portal, invoice payments, and then obviously everything down to integrating your master products and pricing across the front end and the back end, and even email personalization as well. Having the data from your ERP and CRM right there in the email platform, where you can also pull in information about customer online behavior and product information. So just to reiterate, what makes Dynamicweb different? We are fully integrated with the Microsoft Dynamics 365 solution. We have turnkey integrations built for every version of Microsoft Dynamics. That includes Nav, AX, Business Central, and Finance and Operations, as well as CRM. This enables you to automate the end-to-end e-commerce experience. So customers being able to come in, create their account, make purchases from you, receive follow-up communications, additional promotions down the road without your team having to manually ensure that these are all taking place. We're scalable and fully customizable, as I mentioned. As your needs grow, so can the platform. It can be customized to fit virtually any business process that you need to integrate. We drive faster product data processes with our built-in features like workflows, where once maybe a sales and marketer is done entering top funnel information, they can hand it off to an engineer who then adds specific details to it, and even completeness rules, so that you can see at a dashboard level what products or how many products maybe you're missing certain data and how to get those updated. Our PIM solution also is significantly less cost and less time to implement than other solutions, especially because if you're already selling in e-commerce, then you're fully integrated with our e-commerce platform, and overall the interface is extremely easy to learn and to use, and so the time to implement the solution is actually pretty low. If you're curious about what that might take for your business, please reach out. We'd be happy to have that conversation. But ultimately, you're able to seamlessly align all your products across your entire digital strategy, whether that is your e-commerce, third-party marketplaces, product catalogs, etc. So in a typical e-commerce solution, you'll see what we have there on the left, which is a point solution approach. As businesses start utilizing e-commerce, they inevitably find that they need a product information management solution to plug in. They also need to integrate that e-commerce with their CMS, and then all this data needs to be available for digital marketing to automate and personalize those communications. And then ultimately, these solutions need to be integrated with the ERP. As you can see by those arrows, that's a lot of integration points to maintain, And as you scale and grow, that only becomes more complex and takes up more time to manage. That's why we have the all-in-one approach, as we call it. We unite the 4 critical components of your digital strategy into one platform to avoid that future integration complexity. It enables the data for those applications to flow seamlessly through each other so that you can utilize them as it applies. And ultimately, it future-proofs your business as you grow your digital strategy. Taking a look at our platform from an architectural perspective, we integrate with the Dynamics solution, which would be on the left there with your core data sources. Those would be your master data and your sources of truth. We pull those into Dynamicweb, where in the PIM we can enrich those products with virtually any amount of fields that you want. So any product detail can be tracked against that product, as well as digital assets like images, PDFs, and videos. The Dynamicweb suite, as I mentioned, also includes the e-commerce content and marketing component of your digital strategy. So pulling over your customer data from the ERP and CRM and having sales orders flow between this e-commerce and Dynamics is critical, and it's seamless with Dynamicweb. And then across our whole platform, we have personalization features built in with data readily available for you to use from all your systems. And then obviously we can configure the solution to meet virtually any business need, no matter what industry you're in or what type of product you sell, and then integrate with your dynamic solution. And then we push all this information out to the channels on the right. So that would be your e-commerce site, dealer portals, third-party marketplaces, and more. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Jasmine. Jasmine, would you like to go ahead and take the presenter role and show us a quick demo of the Dynamicweb solution?
Thank you. So here we are on Dynamicweb site. We're going to be going over the CMS, e-commerce, PIM, and marketing of our all-in-one solution. This solution we be focusing on is the e-commerce and PIM and how they interact with one another on a front-end website and a B2C and B2B environment. First, we'll be taking a look at a B2C environment. Here we have a demo site that's primarily for mountain bikes. You can see mountain bike information on the screen. These are responsive sites, and this is where we're pulling through that information from the PIM to a front interface where customers can browse products. If we tab on products here, you can see some of the categories and subcategories of the products that are all housed in the backend in the PIM. And then we also have on the product list page facets to the left and filters where we can filter through products. A lot of these being driven based on the specifications in the PIM that are specific to different items here on the page. If we jump into a product, you can see how the product information is displayed, like product name, product number, and pricing. We also have some teaser text here as well and some product specs. A lot of this information is pulled from the ERP initially. However, for later enrichment, we have the PIM to be able to fully enrich products in all the necessary fields for the channel that you're selling on. So for this example, we're selling on an e-commerce platform. So we're giving relevant information for selling a product here on e-commerce. And these are those product specs that typically drive those filters or facets, also different variant options available as well. Now we're going to jump to a B2C site. A B2B site. So on this site, you can see we're logged in as a user. We're also showing customer specific pricing. And then we also have inventory available. And this is because once again, we're a user of this company. So we are logged in and there's company specific pricing and inventory levels that are available to view because I am a customer. We have customer or product number, product name, and teaser text. We have product assets. And then additionally below here, this product actually has variants that are shown on the product page. So we have color as a variant, we have stock availability, we have information like pricing per product. Pricing can be different per variant, and that can be managed in the PIM as well. We have description, specifications, and brand information. Because we're on a B2B platform now, you'll see that the information is laid a little bit differently to accommodate more information than on a B2C site. We have the ability to manage product assets in the backend in the PIM for customers to also be able to download. You can see here we have in product images, but we can also serve through product video as well. We also have the ability to create a data sheet in a sales or technical format, and this is based on all the information on the page. So a customer can go to the page, they can download a data asset sheet or a data sheet that will house all of the information about the product that is stored in the PIM, like variants, description, specification, brands, images, and more. We can also create relationships in the PIM with products. So you can see here that these products are in the same category as the product above, bikes, but we also have a complementary category as far as wheels on the bottom of the page. In a B2B environment, actually, you're going to have a lot more options in a customer service portal. So you can see here we have the traditional profile and address and favorites, but we can go even further and look at my orders, where customers can view past orders. They can also check tracking on those orders and even reorder directly from this screen. Just by pressing the reorder button, all the items in this specific order will be added to cart. We have saved credit cards, reoccurring orders for customers to allow for reoccurring orders to be placed where they're coming in on a frequency of days, weeks, or months automatically. We can also process RMAs, which are return requests, where customers can look up a past order and initiate a return, sending in the necessary information to process that return. And we also have our Invoice Management Center. Our Invoice Management Center allows for customers to be able to pay on their open invoices, to view what they've paid in a given month and what they have remaining due for that month, the credit used and the credit remaining, account balance. As they scroll down, they can see all open invoices, pay on invoices, choose the invoice that they want to pay on in particular, and also see messages or alerts on their account and view closed invoices as well. Now, as we jump into the back end of Dynamicweb, you can see that we have what we call our visual editor. This is how we design our front end interface from a visual aspect, where we don't have to toggle back and forth between screens to see if our edits display on the front end correctly. We can just do that from the back end with our visual editor. So as quickly as I make a change here on the back end, those changes are served up to the front end of the website. We also have pre-templated sections that allow for us to build a quick page on the website very simply by just dragging and dropping a given row over to the page. Now that this row is here, I can check the front end of the site, and you'll see that row has been added. You can make custom experiences as well on the back end, depending on the user. So if you know a customer is in a specific user group that purchases a certain product, we can customize their experience on the homepage or any page to reflect their buying patterns. Now we're going to jump into the PIM. The PIM is where we're going to house that product information as it relates to products that are going out to different channels, including our e-commerce site. Members that will manage the PIM can create queries to service up specific products so that they can enrich them fully. We do that through queries. So a given employee can create personal queries or my queries that are only viewed by that person. And then they can also have shared queries that are viewed by the entire team. The shared queries typically also includes a workflow, which is a process of steps for fully enriching a product from the beginning stages of a product entering the PIM all the way to it being published to a channel. For this example, we've created a quick workflow here where you can see newly arrived products have come in, then they're ready for technical detail. And if we jump into technical detail, you can see here at a glance, we also have completeness rules where I can see just at a quick look which products are fully enriched and which ones need to be enriched further. If I jump into this product, you can see that all the product specification fields have been completed. In the product manager is where we handle variants. A product can have more than one variant, and when a product has multiple variants, we typically handle that in the PIM. So this example here is a jersey that comes in the color of yellow, but also has 2 sizes associated with it. We have orange that also has medium and small, and red that has large and small. Marketing would be our next step. This is where product information that's used for SEO purposes is typically enriched, like teaser text description, adding some more product images or video, going into that brand information and metadata as well. This is also where we handle language variations. So you can see there are multiple columns here that have been created to allow for different language variations. So if I add a different column here, another language layer pops up and it can be easily translated by section. So teaser text can be translated across here in multiple languages. These forms can also be exported. So if a translator is not within the company or someone needs to view these Excel spreadsheets that doesn't necessarily need access to the platform, we can export all the data on any of these queries or any of these stages in the process to be able to enrich and then import them back to fulfill the data sheet here. As it relates to those related products we spoke of in the front end on the e-commerce platform, you can see here where we can create relationships amongst products. We can also handle variants, and we can also do bulk edit and grid edit. So instead of going into a different stage for each product or toggling between different screens, we can bulk edit all products at the same time. And lastly, you're ready for enrichment. You can grab the products that you'd like to send out to a channel. We're going to send these to the Amazon channel, to helmets, and then we're going to publish these items to the Amazon channel. And we can simply see here under our channels, we have quite a few here, including Amazon, Best Buy, eBay. We can jump into Amazon, jump into our helmets, and we see the 2 products that we've just published to the Amazon channel. As well as below here, you see our feeds. These products are fed to these channels via XML or JSON. We can also work with third-party options for being able to send products out to other channels, as well as being able to receive orders back through sources like Channable. Lastly, I just want to show our digital marketing warehouse where we take all of this amazing information that you've created in the PIM and we service it out to our customers in our digital warehouse. So now that you've enriched all of your products internally, you can share all that product information with your customers in a platform that is not specific to selling. So here we are on a site that is a digital warehouse, looks a lot like an e-commerce site, but when I jump into a product, all I'm seeing is all of that rich product information that we've added to the PIM. And we're servicing it up to our customers so that they can see and use this information to their benefit as well. That's where I'll go ahead and end and hand it back over to Brad.
Awesome. Well, thank you for showing us that quick demo. Of course, there's a lot more to the dynamic web platform that we can show. That was mainly just focused around some of the functionality as it relates to e-commerce and PIM. But there's a lot more, as I mentioned. It's a comprehensive platform that also includes fully customizable CMS and email marketing to support your complete digital online selling strategy. I want to invite you to a digital strategy session with Dynamicweb if your company is looking into e-commerce or perhaps selling on channels beyond just e-commerce, or if you just have a lot of product information to manage that you're selling, even if it's just to one channel. Having a PIM solution to manage all that complexity and that detailed product information greatly simplifies the process. So if this sounds like your company, go ahead and visit the link you see there. And this is a no obligation, no charge session where it's just to look at what trends are going on in your industry for PIM and e-commerce. So we hope to hear from you. And with that said, I will go ahead and hand it back.
All right, everybody, that was the webinar. We appreciate you joining us. So if we have any questions, you can email us at info@solsys.com, and we'll be glad to answer your questions. If we can't answer it, we'll get Dynamicweb involved. So happy business centraling.